Hi everyone. Learning prompt engineering from beginner to advanced level. We already talked about the basic techniques of prompt engineering like zero shot, one shot, few shot, and we understand the use of that. Now today, in today's session, we will going to learn about the advanced reasoning technique. So uh, we will going to explore advanced reasoning technique that help AI think more logically and accurately instead of just getting answers. And we will learn how to guide the thinking process of LLM models using techniques like chain of thought, self-consistency, tree of thought, and reflection prompting. So first we will understand that why advanced reasoning techniques. Okay, so you can consider it as prompt become more complex, simple instructions are often not enough. Advanced reasoning technique help AI break problem into steps, explore multiple solutions, and verify its own answers. So these techniques are especially useful for complex problem, decision making, and reducing incorrect or hallucination output. So we will going to understand this one by one, like all these techniques, like reasoning techniques. We will going to talk about this. So chain of thought. This is our first technique, chain of thought. So chain of thought prompting encourage the model to explain its reasoning step by step or its answer or problem step by step instead of jumping straight to the final answer. The AI shows how it arrived there. This improves transparency, accuracy, and trust in the response. So basically, chain of thought is worked for step by step. We can understand this by an example. Like when we say think step by step before answering, the AI break the problem into smaller logical steps. This is extremely helpful for math problems, logical reasoning, and calculations wherever accuracy matter. Okay. Now we will understand this with some another example. So it is not just for math, it's also useful in decision making scenarios. By asking AI to explain each step, we can understand why a particular option was chosen, making the response more reliable. So this chain of thought technique, reasoning technique basically depends on step by step. So it break down your prompt or your output. So it will give you most responses and reliable answer. Now our second technique is self consistency. So self consistency prompting focus on accuracy. This is focused on the accuracy. Here the model generates multiple answers to the same question. Their answers are then compared and the most consistent or logical one is selected. We can understand this by an example. Like in this example, same problem is solved in different ways, or you can say in multiple ways. By comparing multiple reasoning paths, we reduce the chances of random or incorrect output. So this technique is especially useful for high staken reasoning and coding problem. So basically this self consistency technique means that for example, you give one prompt. Okay, you have one prompt uh, prompt with one problem, for example. Now this one problem have multiple solutions, like solution 1, solution 2, then you have solution 3, solution 4. So it will analyze and give you the best output or best solution among this. So it will work on this, it will compare and give you the accurate result. So it will increase your accuracy in result. Now we have another technique that is called tree of thought. So this takes reasoning a step further. Instead of following one reasoning chain, the AI explore multiple possible paths. Each path is evaluated before selecting the best solution. Okay. we can understand this by an example like AI lists multiple approaches to a problem, then compares the pros and cons of each approach. Okay, it compares the pros and cons. You have multiple approaches. For example, you have one problem, then you have multiple approaches. Approach 1, then you have approach 2, then you have approach 3, then approach 4. So all these approach, what it will do, it will compare that, and it will compare the pros and cons of these approaches, and then finally it select the most effective solution among these. Whichever is most effective, it will select that solution. Okay, so this ideal for strategy planning and complex problem solving. So tree of thought is basically, having multiple approaches for one problem or for one prompt, and then it will compare the pros and cons of it and then picked up which is the best. Now we will talk about the reflection prompting. So reflection prompting asks the AI to review and critique its own answer. The model first respond, then check for mistakes, gap or improvement. This leads to higher quality and more accurate outputs. We can understand this by an example like the AI answer a question and then reflects on its responses. If any error are found, they are corrected. Okay, this technique is excellent for writing, learning, and verification of tasks. So basically, this reflection prompting, what it does, it, for example, you have a problem, okay, and you get the solution of the problem, but you have a problem, you get the solution. If you found, like if you found in the sense, like if LLM found any mistakes or any gap, it will correct by itself. Okay, it will correct its own and then give you the result. Okay, then it will give you the result. So reflection prompting is working like that. So when we compare all the techniques, each techniques serves a different purpose. Chain of thought focus on reasoning step by step, self consistency majorly focused on accuracy, and tree of thought on exploration side, and reflection on self improvement. So this is like you can compare all these reasoning techniques. Then the key takeaway is simple, like guide the AI to think, not just answer. Advanced prompting techniques lead to more reliable and higher quality result. If you learn or master their in these techniques, this will lead you to next level. Thank you for watching.